In today's day and age, the use of the internet is universal and a must for anyone trying to thrive. With that comes many different pros and cons, which can cause a ton of controversy. One of those things being net neutrality and whether it's a good or bad thing. This is a topic anyone who uses the internet should be concerned about and has the right to share their opinion on. I would like to explain what net neutrality is, what's the controversy behind it, and why you should support its restoration. So, what's net neutrality, you may be asking? Well, before I can explain what net neutrality is, I need to give a brief explanation on how the internet works. Internet service providers, or ISP for short, like Verizon or AT&T, provide bandwidth to websites, which then regulate the amount of data being used on those websites. Net neutrality demands that ISPs treat all internet traffic the same. This means charging each website the same price and giving them the same connecting speed. This ensures that each entity using an ISP service will have the same experience. Now that you know what net neutrality is, I'd like to explain the controversy behind it. There are usually two main arguments when the topic of net neutrality comes up. The argument for net neutrality centers around the concept of net inequality. Net inequality refers to a segregated internet in which you would see ISPs charge websites more money to have faster connectivity speeds. If a website cannot afford to pay for premium speeds, the website will run slower than others. The argument against net neutrality focuses on government interference and maintenance of the internet. Huge websites like Netflix and Google require a lot of bandwidth, so much so that it slows down the internet in its entirety. ISPs argue that since these huge websites use more bandwidth, they should be able to charge them for more bandwidth. People also argue that since the government can interfere in the open market, this will lead to censorship of the internet in the future. Now that the controversy behind net neutrality has been explained, I'd like to present my argument for its restoration. The internet is a much more consumer-friendly environment with net neutrality. In 2014, AT&T slowed down connection speeds for Netflix. Customers noticed instantly and unanimously complained to Netflix. However, this went on for months until Netflix was able to pay AT&T for faster connection speeds. In 2007, Verizon blocked text messages from a pro-choice abortion group claiming that they could deny service to anyone whom they deemed controversial. The restoration of net neutrality would make doing things like this illegal. ISPs would be forced to treat all internet traffic the same, thus creating the same experience across all platforms for the consumer. Recently, the issue of net neutrality has been heavily debated, and each side gets some valid points. With that being said, I support the restoration of net neutrality for many various reasons. The main reason being that it's much more consumer and user friendly. With it there, overall net neutrality is very controversial and has many different takes. However, I hope I was able to bring some nuance to this topic.